Okay, having reached Sanctuary, we're going to go ahead and run over and talk to Sturgis. Now, when we build the Interceptor, you're just going to need a clean platform to build it on, and you pretty much go from there. So, as I will demonstrate here shortly.
You can fix just about anything. Guns, computers, people. Just gotta have the right tools.
Preston thought you might be able to figure out these plans for me.
Sure thing. Let's see what you've got.
Do you think you can build this?
Wow, what a mess. Looks like, encrypted RF transmissions. Okay, so that gets routed through... What the hell? Teleportation. This is some pretty crazy shit. You sure it's for real?
It's real. I got it from an ex-Institute scientist.
Seriously? I didn't know you could be an ex-Institute anything and still be breathing. Anyway, the eggheads never think about the nuts and bolts of actually making something work. But, looks like it's all here. Yeah, I'm gonna need some time to study this thing. The handwriting's pretty hard to make out. But, you can get started on what he calls a stabilized reflector platform. It'll need some pretty high-grade metals, but it's basically not that different than the lining of a jet engine or something like that.
Good work, Sturgis.
Well, don't thank me yet. I think I got the gist of it, but it's gonna take some time to work out the details of some of the hairier sections. Here's a list of what you'll need for the first piece. I'm pretty sure we've got all that at Sanctuary, if you want to build it there. While you're working on that, I'll get busy figuring out how to actually build the rest of this thing. Keep in mind, I can already see this is gonna take a crazy amount of juice. Like if you had a spare nuclear reactor handy, we could probably use it. And it's going to be big. So find a nice open building site with lots of power available.
Okay, so big open site, and that's gonna be, for me, I figured it would be one of these plots that I've removed the house on. So starting out by opening your, your little building frame here, by holding down the middle pad, you're gonna press up on that and over to the right. And you probably want this in the middle of everything that you're gonna build, so there's gonna be a bunch of crap to go around it as well. So keep that in mind. Now, since I'm a complete hoarding monster, I should be on that show of hoarders, basically, because I never stop picking stuff up.
How's it going?
So
Did
I
you
already
find a good spot to
gotten
build your
the
signal
optional quest up
interceptor?
ahead that we're getting ready to get, so we'll just go ahead and play that out as well.
Did you figure out the rest of Virgil's schematics?
I think so. Best I can tell until we actually try to put it together. Here's a list of 3 things that may be harder to find. I think I'll be able to pull together everything else we're gonna need. I'll meet you over at the building site and see if we can actually make this thing work.
Okay, so basically you just need to pick
Thanks,
up
Sturgis.
these parts here.
I'll get right on this.
Good deal.
And
One thing
build
to
these
keep in
3
mind while you're building this,
here,
it all
and then
needs to be
search
wired
those
together
telecom
so
sites,
all the
and I've
pieces
already
can
done
talk
that as
to
well,
each
so-
other. I'll see you over at the building site. Good luck.
And you should have probably run across one by now if you're watching this guide and come this far in the storyline, to be honest. There's a good chance you've hit at least one. Okay, starting out again by grabbing your menu here, and then going to the right. So we got a little box here. The big ass shell that goes over it. Satellite. That's it. Now we can talk to Virgil again. Sturgill. Sturgis. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, here we go. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Powering up the Interceptor. Okay, so powering up is just the normal thing. You build generator. Actually, I don't like the plate. I'm gonna move it. go. And you have to be in the middle menu to be able to do the connections, just so you know. You can't have any items selected like that. So we're going to have to get more power. Oh, yes we did. Alright. Excellent. So it just kind of looks a little like Dr. Frankenstein. Codsworth.
Hey, Codsworth.
May I accompany you, sir?
Not now, Codsworth.
I see, sir.
Everything looks good on my end.
Okay, let's get a good look at this real quick
thing
before we
actually
activate all this good stuff. This looks pretty good. Perfect weather for it, it looks like. Looks like Dan's still following me around. Alright. See, maybe we'll bring this guy.
Codsworth.
May I accompany you, sir?
Yes.
It will be my pleasure. Cheerio. He's doing housework.
Everything looks good on my end. You ready to see if this thing actually works?
He said he...
Let's do this.
You sure? Okay. Your part is simple. Just step onto the platform. I'll start scanning for an Institute signal to lock onto. Then, I fire her up and we see what happens.
Here, hold my beer.
I'm ready when you are.
Probably should have saved it. And nothing's happening. I don't feel anything happening.
Okay, hold real still. I don't want any corruption of the molecular beam. By the way, I figured this was a golden opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. Yeah, this holotape's all set with a program that will scan their network and download anything it finds. Uh-oh. Yeah, we better hurry. And don't worry about that tubing wiggling around. It's, just there for decoration. Okay. Scanning for the Institute signal. Tracking RF. And... got it. Hold on to your butt.
Awesome. Looks like we did something. We have survived. Alright, completed the molecular level. And on to... looks like we're in the Institute. Is there anything to take? Come on, did you guys expect anything last time? Who do you think you're talking to here? The channel should be called Zombies Hoarding Channel. Take stuff.
Hello.
Take everything. Father, hello?
I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful.
I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Somehow this just doesn't seem like it's manageable. Let's do this access lock. Oh, it won't let us. Alright, well then. I kind of want to walk down there and see what's going on. Alright, so let's save it so I don't screw anything up. And then I'm going to peek down there before we initiate.
No use.
You're like, man, he's walking around taking all our shit. Okay. Got everything in there. Alright.
Broken.
What do you mean, broken? Okay, so since we're around here anyway, we might as well do that quest for Sturgis. I believe it's called, let's see here. Inside job, yes. So you'll access the computer terminal here. Now, if you try to just read it, it's going to give you that jargon. You need to load the holotape. It's all the way at the bottom for me, if I remember right. Let's see. What was it? Network scanner. Initiating network scan. Oh, okay, well, that wasn't very exciting. Alright, excellent. Am I gonna hit some? Oh. Well then, apparently they're gonna do it for me.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Okay, apparently he's just gonna leave it on that. What a... Oh, man. What a piece of work, guys. We're gonna get back on it. Maybe this circles around. Let's see. see, okay. Get off the elevator onto another elevator to get off the elevator. Or, yeah. You guys knew what I meant, right? Okay. My son! Hold on, son, I'm just gonna grab some of this stuff here. Your dad is OCD and has to grab everything. Here, radio. Alright. Radio goes on, radio goes off, radio goes on, radio goes off. Can you hear me, son?
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Oh my god. It's really you.
Who are you?
Sean.
Father, what's
It's
going
me.
on? What's happening?
I'm your dad.
Dad's
Yes,
What's
here
going
now.
on?
it's me.
Father?
Your dad.
Father!
I'm here, Sean. Sean, open the door.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here. Help me!
Who is Father? Where is he?
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
He sounds like the
Sean.
cult leader.
S923, recall code Cirrus.
So it's a robot.
Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Give me Sean. The real Sean. Right now!
I know. I know. You've gone to such lengths to find him.
I'll make this very simple. Where is my son?
He's here, in the Institute. Closer than you think. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am
I knew it!
your son.
It's really you. You're my son.
It's really you? After all this time.
Yes. It's true. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality, and here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
But why? Why take a child? Why take you?
Ah, now that's the question, isn't it? Why me? At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Human synths? Really?
Human-like synths. A great distinction. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
"60 years. So much time. Wasted."
I know. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
I don't want to hear any more right now.
Very well. The Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
Maybe. I don't know. This is so much to take in.
I know. And I am sorry. You have been through so much in such a short time. The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
How can you say that? How can you be so dismissive of all those people? Everything they've done?
Because it is the simple truth. And I believe you know it too. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
Are you sure you want this?
Yes, I am. It would benefit us both to work together.
All right.
Thank you. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
And that's going to do it for this video, the molecular level, and the institutionalized variants, as well as the beginning of the quest for Sturgis there with the scanning.
If you require maintenance, please file a report with the Facilities Division.
Hit the thumbs up button, and if you're new viewer, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Take care, guys, and good gaming.